G'day folks, welcome back to the channel for episode number 22 of our Aether Pets Ritualist, where I last time left you with a portal at the entrance to Barrens. I have since reset my session, gone back to normal, done a bit of shopping, and so that's gone. So we'll have to run back down there. So what did I buy? I've got a bunch of items from faction vendors. So the Bismeal Leather Waist Guard is from the Bismeal vendor, the Wendigo Tainted Waist Guard is from Home, and the Solar Waist Guard is from Homestead. Now these are all belts. The belt we are wearing... yeah, it's not good. Basically the only thing I care about on this belt is +1 to Necro. The resistances are nice. But the +1 to Necro is the only thing I care about on there. So we have a few selections. The Wendigo Tainted is probably the one I'm going to go with. So I'm going to learn those. I already know that one apparently, so never mind that one. I also went and bought the Soleil chest piece just to show it. I'm not going to use this one. But if you are struggling with poison, acid, or bleeding resistances, and let's say your elemental resist is way over the cap and your chaos is like you don't need the Coven Lifebinder for resistances, this is a good option. Raised Skeletons and Primal Bond are both good buffs. This will also give you more chaos resistance to your pets, and it has a pile more armor on the chest piece. So this is a good option. The Soleil Vial Pauldrons, not so much. The poison acid resistance for your pets, very nice. +2 to Conjure Primal Spirit will be quite good once we get some points into it. For now, not so much. And +2 to Reap Spirit, we are not using that pet on this build. Again though, this one item would entirely fix any issues you have with PS and bleeding resistance. So if you add a Silk Swatch onto this, which it's shoulders, why would you not? You're looking at almost 50% for both PS and bleeding. As you can see, my PS and bleed are decent. PS could be decent-er, so I don't need this. And I would lose +2 to Raised Skeletons and Blight Fiend and Primal Bond. So for me, these shoulders are no good. This chest I am tempted by, just because it still has the +2 to Raised Skeletons. It has more resistances for my pets, more damage for my pets, and gives me a chunk of poison and acid, which I am only just overcapped for. The other ones I was looking at are the Bismeal set. These ones are actually very nice. So, Vitality and Chaos. Vitality's not usually an issue. Chaos resist is hard to find. Aether on the Coven Lifebinder is also one of the hard to find ones. So, no real winner there. 574 health on the Bismeal one is very nice compared to basically nothing on the Coven Lifebinder mantle. We don't do vitality damage, we don't attack things, so we don't need offensive ability. But it's very hard to say no to +2 to Blight Fiend and Skeletons and Primal Bond, and you would be comparing that to +2 to Emboldening Presence. Granted, we don't have Primal Bond yet, and we do have Emboldening Presence, but keeping the Skeletons capped is really, really good for our damage. So I'm not... Well, what were we looking at? The shoulders, I think. I'm not going to use these, even though more armor, good. More health, good. Bleeding resist on the pets, good. More damage on the pets, more health on the pets, good. I'm basically looking at this and going, I can't lose those skills. Also, I can lose the Aether. I don't really need the extra chaos. So the resistances is kind of a... It doesn't really matter at the moment. But I'm well over 100 hit points per level. I'm pushing quite close to 200 per level. So my health is okay. My resistances are all capped. I just really want that +2 to raise skeletons. The +2 to Blight Fiend is nice, and Primal Bond when we get it will be very good. So I'm not going to swap these out. It is a very good option though, and same with the chest piece here. So you get more armor, you get more life, you get more LE resist, you're trading Chaos for Vitality, which is not great. Ground Slime and Rotting Fumes means your tank pets will be better at tanking, but losing +2 to raise skeletons is, again, a bit of a deal breaker for me. That said, the pet bonuses again are better on the Bismeal one. Percent all damage, percent health. Fizz resistance is quite nice, and more chaos resistance. So I'm not actually going to use any of these. I just really like the +2 to raise skeletons. So these are all options, depending on if you need certain resistances, because you're not going to have the same rolls that I have on all of my gear. You can swap these around. At the end of the day, +4 to raise skeletons is not going to make or break your build. Maybe you happen to have a pair of, green braces, like you have Necromancer's gloves, and they have +2 to raise skeletons there. Maybe you're getting +2 to raise skeletons from one of your rings. Maybe for you, you don't really care about +2 to raise skeletons on your chest because you already have a bunch of plus skills from somewhere else. So that is something you can swap out. The other thing I was looking at is the Blight Beast pustules. Struggling to remember where I got these from, actually. I think it may have been one of the witch cults. You know what? I'm going to look this up. Because I do want to say where they came from. These are better than what I had been using. They are from the Coven of Ugdenbog. What I had been using on my weapon was the Beast Tamer's powder, which is 12% all damage to pets and 4% defensive ability to pets. This one is just more damage, and I do value armor more than defensive ability on the pets. And this one also gives 200 health to the player. So with that said, I'm going to go and rip some stuff off of my Warden's weapon. I'm going to keep the item. Put my Wrathstone back on and put that one back on. So we just gained another 400 health from the augments on our weapon and offhand, and we gain +40 pet damage and 16% increased armor for the pets. And I've successfully turned off this one? No. This one. Yep. That one's still on, that one's still on, that one's still on. Okay. So we're now coming up on 13,000 hit points at 66, which is quite good. With all of that said and out of the way, let us go back to Homestead and go for a bit of a run back to Pine Barrens. Don't think I'm going to run into anything I care about on the way, but potentially... Is that blue? No. I am on the lookout for new gear. Looks like we need a helmet upgrade, which we're not getting until Malmo. Shoulders and chest are fine. Arms, so that's our gloves and our feet, are our worst items in terms of armor. Feet, I like because of the pet affix, so I think we're doing okay for gear. This big boy. Alright, hopefully I have enough dynamite, should be good. There we go. Alright, so we're into Pine Barrens again. In here we are going to be getting 2 more devotion shrines. I think it's 2. Basically in Homestead section here we're going to be maxing our devotions, so we will get the Widow by the end of Homestead. And that's pretty much us done for devotions. I think we will still be maybe 1 or 2 points short of being completely maxed. But 2 points is not going to get us another constellation completed. So it'll most likely just be whatever constellation has some pet bonuses early. Maybe the Wolverine. Someone was saying in an earlier episode that PS and Bleed Resist is hard to get for your pets, which is true. And the Wolverine does give those, although I think you need a few more than just 2 points to get them, so maybe not. We will see. We are going to run through here fairly quickly. Because none of this really has anything I want except obviously XP. Everybody loves XP. We have a couple of quests in here actually. So there is a quest to find an ancient beast totem, which would be nice. There is a quest to collect these poison glands, which is now done. So that was the first one of those that could drop it. Did, which is nice. It means I don't have to go looking for it, but they're a very common drop. I'm pretty sure I suggested back in normal that you could collect a bunch of them in normal and put them in your inventory and just kind of hang on to them so you wouldn't have to worry about it in Elite and Ultimate. But as you can see, I didn't have to worry about it in Ultimate anyway. There's another one. We will probably get another one from killing Mogara. I did find the Ancient Savage Totem, so we're gonna go do that. Because you know me, I love me some totems. I'm waiting on Call of the Grave, pop that, run away, chuck Ill Omen out, get all the procs going, turn the loot off so I can see what's actually happening, and get out of the poison. Right, here is all of our loot. We got a blueprint, we got a Chillbane which we're not going to use, and we got Wraithbound Codex. Nope. Alright, we got Iron Bits. But we did get a blueprint, which means later on when we are farming for blueprints, that one can't show up. There's another Manticore Poison Gland. Like I said, they drop like candy. Nobody needs to worry about those things. So we'll go find Mogara, who will be up on this hill here. And we will murder this reflective guy. Meat shield. Good name for a shield. Actually a decent shield, but not for us. Get this drop a fair bit when I'm farming at max level as well. I remember seeing that several times. That reflective guy did a bit of a number on our skeletons, so... Alright. Here's Mogara. And she should go down fairly easily. There we go. Didn't drop her MI this time, but did drop a Manticore Eye, which are fairly rare. So happy to see that. And I did see another Manticore with a star on his head up here. So we're gonna go say hi to him. And just completely whiffed my, my bone harvest. Alright, next thing we need to do is we need to come over to the right here, go under the underpass, and then find the cave that is not marked on the map. Potentially, it's going to be right here. It's not, I think it's this one right here, but in this little area here. Could be there. I think the other spawn locations are all down here. This is one of the ones where it's definitely worth having the Grim Tools map active for finding this particular cave. I think there's another spot here, or at the bottom of this big L-shaped thing here. There's one up here and another one kind of down here. This is where I found mine. So if you can't find yours, do jump on Grim Tools. There is a map on there. You'll be able to find it pretty easily. It'll show you all the potential spawn locations. You just go to whichever one it happens to be. Or just go one by one until you find it. So this cave, we're in here for... I can't remember his name. Is it Old One Eye? I forget. But there's a really big Briarthorn at the end of it, and we have not picked a quest up, but there is a quest, Old Bloodbriar. So this is the guy we're here for. Goes down pretty easily. Necromancer's Amulet, so not really interested in that. And we go down into the spider/troll cave. This one is marked on the map, but you get there via the end of the Bloodbriar cave and you need to go there anyway, so it's not a massive deal. So there are two things in this cave that we want. First one is a devotion shrine, which you can kind of see behind the N on my map there. And just standing in front of that devotion shrine is the Spider Queen, which is what we're here for. When you see the cow, you know you're about to get jumped by spiders, so let's do that. So it's Ungoliax to Gloomweaver. Should go down pretty easily. +1 to Arcanist Amulet is pretty good for another build, not for us. Some bits and random rubbish, and this is where you need the Vicious Jawbone. You will almost certainly have one of these. This is not a crafted one, so I doubt very much you will have to go find one. Nemesis is a pet. Scales with player damage though, no good. Empowered Malformed Effigy, also no good, but we will eat the blueprints so they don't show up again. And now we are leaving. Do be aware in this place that the spiders can very quickly surround you and kill you if you're not careful. They should be relatively weak against your pets. But if you are running out in front, just be aware that you could potentially get yourself killed. They do stack a lot of damage very quickly. Once you're out of there, we're heading over to the right towards the, is it Tyrant's Keep or Tyrant's Hole? Somewhere around there anyway. We're heading that way. A lot of these paths are going to be blocked, just keep going north until you find the one that doesn't have a rock in it. It's almost always the top one. For me, I had to go the whole way around. Sometimes one of these three will be unblocked though. Okay, here is another devotion shrine. Speaking of which, some resistances. Not bad. Not amazing, but not bad. And a ruined shrine. This one does require crafting. The enchanted flint is, I think, available from base, but you do have to craft it. So we'll take those. Empowered Scorch Rune. Nope. Empowered Steelheart Girdle. Resistances are nice, but other than that, no. And our next point goes into this, which is effectively worthless. The Aether shredding on that bomb is kind of inconvenient to use. You can't attach it to any of your pets. So you have to add another attack onto your into your hotbar somewhere. I'm already struggling for buttons to push. But it is what it is. So we will continue. I think I will probably get maybe Devouring Swarm to proc that, or potentially Ravenous Earth as well. Ravenous Earth does come with damage reduction on it, as in the enemies hit by it do less damage. I think it's on the base. It's on the mutator. Yeah, 2% reduced target's damage, which isn't bad. It's also not amazing, it only lasts for 1 second. Also not sure if it stacks with Ill Omen. I want to say it does, but yeah, I don't know for sure. I'm not going back for that scrap. Right, so inside Tyrant's hold, we are here for the guy at the end, who, again, I can't remember his name. The Global Tyrant, I think, maybe, something like that. But we're here to kill him. There is a guaranteed dynamite spawn in here that is almost always in a very inconvenient place to go and get it. So I very rarely do. But you can usually see it as you walk past, I think. Perhaps I'm remembering wrong. But it's not in a convenient place for me this time, so I'm going to skip it. Generally don't go out of my way to get dynamite, because you can craft it. Okay. Cage souls. Not too bad. I think we can lose the resistances on those gloves. We would lose a little bit of health, but we would gain a bunch of bleed resist for our pets. Let's have a look at those. Where are they? We can't use them yet anyway, so maybe I won't bother. +2 to the Blight Fiend would be alright. More damage is more damage. Everybody loves more damage, right? It's actually, more damage is one of the main defensive mechanics of this build, because dead things can't hurt you. So the faster you kill things, the less damage they do. Alright, we're going to Ill Omen him. When you are in here, Blood Feast here, make sure you kill all the shamans. The geomancers or whatever they are. The guys that cast heals, because you don't want to get him almost dead and then have him something heal him. He did drop his medal. We're not going to use it, but it is there. Also dropped the Dawn Guard plate. I'm going to stop standing in whatever that is, not poison, spikes. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces of the Dawn Guard set now. Can't use it yet, but it would get us retaliation damage, which is useless. Yeah, we're not going to use that. I think we pretty much have, aside from gloves, boots, and belt, I think we pretty much have, and rings, the items we're going to use all the way to 100. So we will just be replacing lower level versions. And we are done in Pine Barrens, so let's go turn all this in. Where are we? Need any help? Already got the venom. Already killed him. Already killed the matriarch. Already killed the Gloomweaver. And already killed the Global Tyrant. So, level 67. I think I'm going to put 1 point in... Am I going to use Ravenous Earth? Might even maybe use Drain Essence. Something to channel. Channeling's not great. What's the duration? 3 seconds on the Swarm. 5 seconds on Grasping Vines, that might be the way to go. How many more points do I need? Next one, and that's just outside of Homestead. So I do need to put a point into some sort of attack to proc that. Grasping Vines, maybe? I think we'll put 1 point in Ravenous Earth. Actually, that's a point. Do we have any... 3.6 second duration, 5 second duration, 4 second duration. I think we'll go with Grasping Vines. It'll slow things down as well. Is it worth putting a point in here? Yeah, I think it is. The chance to immobilize the target and slower attacks is pretty good. Right, so that means we now need another button. Can I put it on main? No. And I'm gonna bring Spirit up to 20, I think. Can now take off at least one of those. Can we take the pants off? No, need the pants. Okay, that's fine. So as I said, we're done in Pine Barrens, so we've got a few quests to turn in Homestead, and our final important shrine, devotion shrine, is just outside the gates here. Right, let's get rid of all this. Did I just sell those gloves? I did. No, I didn't. It's one of these, isn't it? Cage souls? Yeah, whatever. Just vendor all this. With these purple items, you can take them... Actually, I'll show you. You can take them to I think it's the Inventor. And you can blow them up to get some crafting materials. Speaking of, I'm going to buy these. I generally like to buy these potions from him. It's not a huge cost in terms of bits. And I've been running around without one of my auras on, so that's always fun. It's not a huge cost in bits, and you never know when you might need a potion with some sort of resistances on it. Okay. Let's go get that devotion shrine. And as long as we're out here, may as well kill some eggs. Okay, egg cluster's going down. Actually do enough damage to pop these myself, which is nice. Just need 2 more. And we're going to follow the road once I pop these egg clusters. There we go. Follow the road will get you to the shrine. So we'll do that. We'll have to come back to check some buildings. Okay. I don't know if I care about that chest, to be honest. Maybe I won't do that quest this time. Although, having said that, I do still need Homestead reputation. Mutated scales, again, this is a drop. You don't need to craft that one. And that will get us the Arcane Bomb, which I'm going to put on Grasping Vines. So, now we have another spell we have to keep track of. Looks like our good friend is not in this particular house. Can't get out the back door. The other house is just up here. We should get Dahlia's journal as well, as long as we're out here. I did notice also that we have reached Honored with the Rovers. Where are we? Rovers, Honored. So we could go back to normal and do their Honored quest. That will get us another devotion shrine, as well as more reputation. Let's actually go back in here to get the body. Wrong body, okay. That's fine, so that particular quest item is not in this building. Which means there's only one place it can be. Which is going to be down this way. Let's see if we can't go find it. I'm also going to go blow up the... what's it called? The mine, or the cave that little girl / demon is stuck in. Always good fun to kill demons, especially when they give you rare crafting ingredients. If you see that little green explosion, that was the arcane resist bomb. It's a shame that you can't attach that to pets, because I'd really like to be able to do that instead of having to do it myself, but that little icon is the resist shred. Probably I will only really use that on bosses, but we will see. So come down here, you can talk to these people if you want. Not going to bother, that's the exit, so we will go up this way instead. Blow this up, one dynamite. So you're trading a dynamite for a Blood of Chthon, I think it is. Let's talk to Callista. Basically you just doubt, effectively. Something seems off, and now we kill her. 4, 5, 6, right click. None of the procs triggered, which is always fun. But she died pretty quick anyway, and I'm standing in fire. Spider Silk Hauberk, that's a lot of poison buffs. That would be really good for the Nightblade I'm playing through at the moment. So that's basically +7 skill points for him. Anyway, this is not a Nightblade, and I don't share gear, so I'll have to find his own gear. Actually, this seems like a good place to stop, so that'll be the end of episode 22. And when we come back for episode 23, continue the Rotting Croplands and do the Insect Lair and kill the Amalgamation. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and bye for now.